Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shaka and I welcome you to my channel, to my videos, to my INFJ videos, to all the different other videos that I do. I really appreciate all the support that you guys are sending my way. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about how INFJs can come across as being very gullible or very trusting because when we say we're going to do something, we do it. It's like this weird thing we have where if I say I'm going to do something, I have to do it no matter what it takes of me, no matter if I have to die in order to do it, no matter if I have to kill myself in order to do it, no matter if I never sleep again in order to do it, no matter what the hell it is. But if I've said I'm going to do something, if I've given someone my word, I have to make sure that I complete it to the best of my ability. Otherwise, I'm going to have to kill myself, because if I don't do it, then there's no point of me being alive anymore, right? Because I have not kept my word, and keeping my word is absolutely the most paramount thing for an INFJ. That I have to keep my word. If I say I'm going to reply back to all of your comments and to all your messages, I have to stay up all day long, or I have to stay up all night long if necessary in order to do that. Because if I don't, then I've broken my word. And if I've broken my word as an INFJ, then I should not even be allowed to live as an INFJ or as a person, right? So that's how we believe things. That's what we look at in terms of doing things and saying we're going to do something. It's really important for us to keep our word. But I think we have this gullibility, or this kind of weird sense that if we say we're going to do things and we actually do them, we believe that everyone else is exactly the same. And I really want you guys to be cautious about this, because everyone is not like us, right? In every single way possible. Not everyone is empathic. Not everyone understands what's going on around them. A lot of people are very oblivious of what's going on around them, right? So they might not see it. You have to explain it to them. A lot of people are not actually going to do what they say. They say it because it's fun to say things and it's fun to pretend like you're going to do something, but a lot of people actually just talk but don't actually do anything, right? For us, though, a lot of times when I was a child, I just have learned this, by the way, like as a 30-year-old, I think I learned it. But in the past, I used to believe, as a child, as a teenager, as a 20-year-old, I used to believe that if people say they're going to do something, that they're going to do it, right? I just believe that, especially from my parents. I believe that if my parents are going to say something, it's going to happen. As I realized as I grew up that, parents unfortunately are fallible as well. They are human, and just because they say something's going to happen, it's absolutely not certain that it'll happen. Actually, a lot of times it will not happen. And a lot of my trust issues actually come from that as well, because a lot of times my parents would promise me things, my parents would promise me and my siblings things, and unfortunately a lot of them did not come out to be as true as they wanted them to be. None of their fault, it's just the way it is. Unfortunately, sometimes things don't work out. And so a lot of times I had the same thing come up to me, like, okay, I'm never going to believe anything anyone ever says. And then someone says something and I'm like, no, I want to believe them, I believe them. And then they fall back on their promise, and then I'm like, I'm never going to believe anyone anymore, kind of thing, right? So it kind of goes through cycles with that. Now, though, I realize that there are a lot of people that, have to be watched. So first of all, you have to collect data on them. A lot of times when I'll meet a new person, I'll watch them for a few days, few months. I'll see how they are. Do they actually do what they say? There's this one person in my life right now. She lives in Chiang Mai, Maggie. I love her to death, right? I love her to death. She's the kind of person who, if she says she's going to do something, she does it. She does it. I never have to worry about her at all, because if she says she's going to do something for me, I can bet you with a certainty that's going to happen. Absolutely 100%, 110% is going to happen. There's another friend of mine, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to be cruel. She's in Canada, and I know that if she says she's going to do something, absolutely it's not going to happen. It's an absolute certainty that it's not going to happen. There's no way for me to believe it. I shouldn't believe it. If I believe it, I'm an idiot, and I know that about her because I've collected data on her. Doesn't mean that she's not my friend anymore, or I don't love her. I still love her. I know that about her. I know I can never trust her word, and I know that she's never going to do what she says she's going to do. That's just the way she is, okay? So that's what we need to do as an INFJ in order to be less gullible, in order to be less trusting of the world, because a lot of people are not going to do what they say they're going to do. It's just the way of the world, right? Just accept it. And so collect data on the person that you're following or wanting to know more about. If it's your partner, or maybe hopefully you know that about your partner already, but if it's a new friend, if it's a new acquaintance, if it's a new colleague, just watch them for a few days. Give them a few tasks, maybe like a test. See if they actually do what you ask them to do, right? And then let them know when they didn't do something that you asked them to do, that you asked them to do something, but they didn't do it. And be disappointed about it, because they need to learn. A lot of people actually never learn that when you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. There's no kind of thing in this world that says, go do what you have actually talked about. Nothing like that in this world. Actually, a lot of people are like, YOLO, live your own, you only live once. FOMO, you have fear of missing out, like things like that. People are like always told, don't worry about all that shit. Just live your life. You're only gonna be here once. Just do whatever the hell you want. Don't worry about anything, kind of thing, right? So we live in this world where people are told not to care about this shit. Well, I care. I let people know. First of all, I'll give them a few tasks, little here and there, kind of like, can you do this for me, please? Can you do me this favor? And I'll ask them to do things that don't really matter that much to me. Like, my world wouldn't fall apart if they don't do it. But it's actually like a kind of like a test for them to see if I can trust this person to do what I ask them to do, right? Sometimes they'll do what I ask them to do, and I'll be like, okay, cool, thank you so much, you're the best. And sometimes they won't, and I will let them know, I'm sorry, like I'm sorry I asked you to do this. I'm not gonna ask you again. I thought that you'd be able to do it, blah blah. And I'll really let them know that I am disappointed in them, because maybe I'm a terrible person, but I want them to realize that when someone asks you to do something, either you say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it, because you're not going to be able to do it, or because you don't want to. Just say no. Or say yes and actually do it. A lot of the stuff I ask them to do is not hard to do. It's just basically a phone call maybe, or just a message to someone, things like that. I'm not asking them to move the earth. I'm not asking them to move my house. I'm not asking them to paint my bungalow. I'm not asking them to do stupid things like that. I'm asking them to do simple things that I could do myself, of course, but I'm looking to them to do it so that I can build trust with them. So I can build a relationship with them, so I can be vulnerable around them, so we can build that trusting relationship, because that's how relationships are built. You ask someone, you trust them, you give them a task, or they ask you to do something, and you do it for them. And that's how trust is built brick by brick, right, little by little. And so that's my theory with this. That's my strategy with this. But I'm always very careful, again, not to trust them with too much, because I have to be careful about that. The only people that I trust absolutely to do my stuff is my sister, my brother, and my father and mother. My father less than my mother. My mom and my sister are actually my epitome. Like, I can ask them to move the earth, and they will make sure that they do this for me. They're amazing. They're actually absolutely freaking trustworthy, right? Well, those are the only two people really that I can say that I can trust like that. And Maggie, of course. But Maggie so far, I can't really ask her to do anything major. But she's always very, very, like, if she says she's going to do something, she's going to do it. She doesn't talk about projects all the time without actually making them come to fruition. If she talks to me about something that she's really excited about, she wants to do this theatrical project, or if she wants to do some video project, I'll always help her with it, because I know that it's going to come to fruition, and it's going to be brilliant, because she's brilliant. She's so creative. So those are the kind of people that I'd love to hang out with more, but of course, this world is full of people, unfortunately, the people that don't do what they say. They do say a lot of things, but they never actually do what they're going to say most of the time. Actually, that's what I've noticed, and so I'm not going to be gullible anymore, and I don't want you guys to be gullible either. Remember that most people are not going to do what they say. Just remember that. Just kind of go in with that. Actually have very low expectations, so when your expectations are met, you're like, whoa, I can't believe this person actually did what they said they're going to do. Awesome stuff. Amazing. Because that's how I kind of go into the world. So then I'm not gullible. I'm not trusting people without any reason. And they're not feeling the pressure of it. If it happens, it happens. It doesn't happen, awesome, because that's how the world works. A lot of the people right now are not reliable. I know it's a very maybe negative way of looking at the world, but for me it actually works, because that means that the only person I need to rely upon is myself. And I do all the things that I need to do myself. If I need to rely upon someone else, then I really need to make sure that they are reliable. And if they're not, then I have to constantly be messaging them saying, did you do that already? Can you make sure that you do that? And unfortunately, a lot of times they haven't. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot. I'm thinking to myself, God, why am I surrounded by people like this? But that's okay, that's life. What are you going to do? You can't force people to be something that they're not. So you just go along with it. Just go along with the flow kind of thing, right? Just be what you can. Just do what you can. That's the best you can do. And you can't take care of everyone else. You cannot force people to be something that they're not. So just rely upon yourself as much as possible. And if you need to rely upon other people, then remember that a lot of them are not going to do what they say they're going to do. And so you have to remind them over and over again until they finish that task that you need done. All right? I hope this makes sense to you guys. Again, I hope that this is not a very negative way of looking at the world. I think it's the way that I've found works best for me, so that I don't feel disappointed over and over again. I just am able to live in the world without relying upon too many people and getting stuff done. Getting shit done, which is what I really care about. Alright? Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for being on my channel. You can message me anytime you guys want. All my contact information is below. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.